As India skill is concerned, there is no educational, formal education kind of criteria that is required. There are more than 50 to 60 skills which are there. So normally there are like 4 stages. So every year we receive, including all the skills. It's a lovely experience, frankly speaking. And it is not only the winning which is important. Uh, it is also the sense of participation. Okay, so first of all, one need to understand the value of skill.
You've heard of the Olympics, but have you heard of the Skill Olympics? That is India Skills for you. This year, India Skills 2025 brings to you 4 amazing skills in the creative arts department. To delve into what these skills are and where you can apply to bring gold for your country next, today we're sitting with Dr. Vikas Kumar, who has been the jury member for Industrial Design Technology at India Skills 2024. So, very happy to have you here, sir. I'm very excited to get to know what industrial design technology is all about. To kickstart, I'd love to ask what is India Skills and how does it fit into WorldSkills?
Okay, so as you said that Olympics, so India Skill is an initiative by Ministry of Skill Development, Government of India, and its broader vision is to establish India as a kind of capital of world capital of skills, and its major objective is to train young generation uh, in kind of more than 50, 60 skills are there in those areas, and benchmark it with, say for example, at the world level, whatever the level of skill which is required. And that is very very important for an developing economy like India. So India's skill basically, kind of on one hand trains the young generation. Apart from that, through certain set of competition, facilitating those competitions, it kind of bring in lot many young people at a world level.
Lovely. So, when we speak of like youngsters in skilling, right? So, I believe there's an eligibility criteria. So, what exactly is that?
Okay, as far as India's skill is concerned, there is no educational, formal education kind of criteria that is required. So for India's skill, there is no educational qualification criteria. The only criteria which I can see is of the age criteria, and there are more than 50 to 60 skills which are there. A few of them have kind of they can participate as a group, as a team member, and the age criteria varies from 22 to 25. For industrial design technology, it is 24. So, whoever intends to participate in those skills can check their eligibility criteria there on the website. It is available, and the minimum is definitely 22 years.
Understood. And as a potential aspirant, what is the process of registering and how are the scales from there? What are the stages one has to go through?
So for registering, you can go to skillindia.digital.gov.in, and on the top right side there is this icon for registration. You can click there. All you would require is your phone number, your mobile number, and your Aadhaar card. So the registration process need to be Aadhaar verified, and after that some basic questions, some basic details are asked, and
Then they can continue the process. So as one registers, post that what are the stages for them to get to India Skills?
so normally there are like 4 stages. So every year we receive, including all the skills, we receive nearly 2.5. Last year it was 2.5 lakhs, and then there is a initial screening which is done, and that screening is to check the basic level of understanding of a particular skill or whatever the knowledge in that particular domain is. And post that there will be a state level screening, and where you will be given test projects, and based on that selection happens. Once you clear the state level, then it comes to pre-national level. The selected candidates from the state level reaches the pre-national level, and there also like 2 to 3 days depending on the skill. A lot of activities happen based on that. Further shortlisting happen, and towards the last stage is India skills.
Lovely, understood. So, sir, often in the application process, like you rightly mentioned, that there are certain steps involved. Are there any registration fees that students need to cover or any fee of that sort?
Absolutely not. To the best of my understanding, the day you register, whatever happens after that is free of cost, fully funded and supported by Government of India,
Lovely.
including traveling, fooding, and other set of expenses. Stationery, whatever comes in, it is fully funded. So
Great.
you need not to worry about that.
So, since the day they register until the day we take them to Shanghai and WorldSkills, it's all covered by the government. That is the best opportunity for students to register indeed. Also, would love to understand when we're speaking of exposure, what kind of industry tie ups do we see happening right now? Like, rightfully, you as a faculty at Shiv University are training these students. So, they're definitely getting different types of exposure. They're meeting different people and mentors, and they're definitely at a different level than a regular person in that skill anymore because they've been exposed to so much.
Okay, so normally this is an academia as well as industry, both comes together, because we always talk about academia industry gap. So to fill this gap is where India skill.
True.
So whatever perspective need to, or whatever training need to be there from the industry side, so industry participants facilitates that. Whatever training and knowledge which is required from an academia side, there our kind of institution comes in. So it's like an overall 360-degree view. We kind of make someone, uh, you know, uh, competitive enough and good enough in that particular skill, so that you can go to any institution, any company across the world and do wonders.
So, at India Skills for a technology like industrial design technology, what does one need to be prepared with?
So, prior to answering that question, one need to understand what industrial design technology is,
Indeed.
and what kind of thing. So many people may not be aware about it. So basically, any consumer products or any kind of product which you see around, starting from this table, this a cup or specs or something, everything is designed by someone, right? So normally in industrial design technology, what you need to do is a problem will be given to you, and you have to conceptualize that particular problem. When I say conceptualize, what I mean to say, through sketches and all, visualize that particular problem. Prior to that, you also need to understand in what context that particular problem is. Say for example, what are the existing set of products in the market, who the competitors are, and then environmental impact and all sort of manufacturing related issues and all. You have to figure out all those things, and based on that you generate a lot of solution ideas. Out of that you select. So this is the first stage in the industrial design technology, where you conceive a proposed solution. The second stage is where you start detailing it out. So it starts with, say for example, what are the different use cases that may happen, or what are the different color options. Then branding, kind of how can you brand that particular product, and exactly you have to kind of do it. Then it moves to the kind of digital realm, where using a software you have to 3D model it.
Got
And apart from that 3D modeling, final stage is where you have to document everything and create a presentation. The presentation is in PPT form as well as in a video form. And based on that, the final evaluation is happens at India Skills. Apart from that, there is one more stage, is where you have to physically make that product. Right. And as of now in industrial design technology, we use 3D printing. 3D printing is quicker, easier, and it has certain set of flexibility. so you can 3D print your design, and that is the final stage.
Lovely. Understood. So now when we speak of so many stages and like, you mentioned that there are some softwares involved. So a student might wonder what kind of skill sets should they have already? Should they be equipped with any certain softwares before registering for having a better chance? And what kind of skills must they, pick up along the way in order to do well at the competition?
Okay, so before registering, I don't see that there is a requirement of any software, because, as I said, that the initial stages of screening. So all you need to have is a kind of interest in that particular skill, and obviously, if you have interest, you will be knowing certain things, and that is what will help you in qualifying the screening round. The second, and I'm precisely talking about the industrial design technology here, there you have to have a very strong sense of aesthetics, very strong sketching and rendering skills, and you can refine it as you go on, because there are certain set of training workshops that are being conducted, and you also need to understand that a product doesn't exist in isolation. If you have to make a product marketable, there are a lot many factors that affect how the product is shaped and how it will function and things like that. So you have to understand what those factors are, starting from what the competitors, major competitors of that particular product, what they are doing in the market, what benefit or what kind of functionality they have, then kind of what kind of manufacturing techniques that are being used, what kind of materials are going to be used in that. But so you have to have an overall understanding of. Apart from that, one major thing is the user, the stakeholder, who the stakeholder. So major stakeholders are people who are going to use your product. Now, yes, I can make a product, right? I can make a chair, but unless a user kind of say that, okay, this is the best type of chair for me, you know they won't buy. So you have to also look into user aspirations, their need, their requirement. Are there any problems or issues which is not yet solved by the competitor products? So based on that, you try to conceptualize a solution which kind of summarizes, which encapsulate all the kind of things which you have understood about the product.
So at India Skills in industrial design technology, what are the softwares that they end up using?
Okay, for normally for the presentation, one can use Microsoft Office, MS Office, PPT documentation and all.
Correct.
And for digital rendering, they have to use Adobe Creative Cloud or Photoshop and Illustrator. And for 3D modeling, it's Fusion 360.
Lovely. Understood. So, as in industrial design technology, does one have to be from the same background, or like you mentioned, if someone has the basics of these, they can just participate?
So as I said, that no formal education is required, for participating in
Skills
India's
are
skills.
important.
Skills are more important, and I don't think that if you have that skill, it means that you have an understanding.
100%. And of course, I think it's a great exposure for the students as well, a great experience. In fact, a moment of pride as well when they end up winning and represent India. So, if you have any thoughts on that.
It's a lovely experience, frankly speaking. And it is not only the winning which is important, uh, it is also the sense of participation. Last 2024 India skill competition. It was at Yashobhumi, and the energy level there, irrespective of what skill we are talking about, was so high, and people were so excited being there. And so that overall thing actually have a certain kind of energy which gets transferred, and that you carry throughout your life, in a way. So that is more important, in my understanding, rather than winning. Apart from that, when you have to say, for example, work on your test project and all, you to a certain extent understand what is the world class, what is the benchmark in this, to what extent you have to reach, so that is also an exposure to that is something which all the participants normally carry.
100%. Now, one more thing I think students definitely get confused about is post participating in India Skills. Not many are aware that there's a very intensive training period that comes through before they participate in World Skills, right?
Yes. Yes, definitely. So after your India skill competition, top three winners, for second and third, so they go through a very intensive training, and that training happens, at multiple places, and there are multiple kind of people who are involved. Say, for example, last year there was a training person who was from Russia, then different companies who are interested in that particular skill, they also send their people, say for example 3D printing and all. So there will be lot many kind of so last year our Shivnadar University conducted 1 week training for those three participants, and the external trainer came from Russia. So see, but through these, what actually happens is that uh, someone who has a very different understanding of probably the same skill will share, and then you come on a kind of equal level, at the world level.
Lovely, got it. So that's great for the students for sure. And I believe that after participating in a competition like India Skills and getting the opportunity to represent your skills and yourself, students, I think exposure mindset really truly changes. And what are the aspects involved in there? What are students exposed to?
So at least they know whom they are competing against, whom they are standing against. They know their kind of strength. They also understand their weakness.
Right, correct.
So say for example, as I said that last year participation, so the participant was from Russia, China, Ukraine actually withdraw, but couple of more countries.
Right.
Now while participating itself, a lot of things happens. I have seen the Indian participants; they have very cleverly understood, what are the strength of their opponents and to what level I have to refine myself and my skill to say, for example, win. So that is like amazing. An educational institute, or even say, for example, a formal training would may not provide that kind of exposure.
100%. I think we've had some very amazing success stories for people in the media sector, from Shweta Ratanpura to Abhin as well. We've constantly won medallions, different gold, silvers, and bronzes that have helped India really rank in the world scale, right? And I don't think students truly understand the level of dedication that goes into here. So I would love for you to give them a piece of advice that you would like them to take if anybody is potentially willing to register.
Okay, so first of all, one need to understand the value of skill, and make a distinction between skill, knowledge, understanding of technology and tools. So somewhere down the line, with the past so many years of education and all, we are losing the value of skill. Right now, say for example, in newspaper, you may be hearing about that. Okay, India produces so many engineers, but only this much percentage is employable. Why is that? Is that a problem with the education, kind of sector? No, that problem is with the skilling. So at present, employers do not need people or do not want people who are knowledgeable. They want to get their things done more effectively, you know in a better way, and for that skilling is required.
Correct.
And
100%.
India particularly have been a kind of was in a way good at their skilling. If you see the craft of India, which is slowly unfortunately vanishing up, you will see that uh, it was tremendous, world famous, and that is what we are, and India's skill, and I guess your organization as well is as aspiring for. So the vision is, make India the skill capital of the world, and that is where our young generation can kind of participate, experience it.
Lovely. That's amazing. And have the best experience of their lives. With that, I think we'll just wrap up the session where we truly understood what industrial design technology is, what are the various stages involved, what are the different things you need to know in order to be a participant, and how your life can truly transform if you choose to take the first step today by registering for India Skills 2025 at the Skill India digital portal. Thank you so much, Vikas sir, for taking us through this journey in detail. I truly do wish our aspirants had something to take away from there. And hopefully, one of them represents India at WorldSkills. So,